Good morning, dear students. How are you all? Hope you all are good and enjoying your holidays. But with enjoyment, you also have to studies as well. So this is your maths class. I'm your maths teacher going to teach you maths. The topic which we are going to start today is a bit new thing for you, but it's very interesting. And I'm sure at the end of the lecture, you will enjoy the topic and you will be able to solve the questions by yourself. The first thing which we have to discuss is that in our life we have a proper arrangement. We have to do everything in a proper sequence. We have to order our life according to the sequences. Is of order often found in the nature? These are some questions which comes in our mind, and we have to sort out the answer. We have to find the answer of these questions, that how orders are beneficial in our life and how the order of operations in maths are very much important in our daily life. That's the topic which we are going to start. Okay, let's take an example. Here is a question for you. When you get dressed, do you put on your shoes or socks first? We all know what we have to do first. That's an order, that's a sequence. When you plan something, when you want to start something, you must have a planning, you must have a sequence to follow that, and then you will start your task which you want to do. So, in this example, they are saying that when you are going to dress up and when you want to go outside, you have to put your shoes or you have to put your socks first. So we all know that we have to put our socks first and then we will put shoes. That's the order. Another one. When you make cereal, do you fill the bowl with milk or cereal first? Why? Give the reason with your answer. Because there is a logic behind your answer. And my answer is I will put the cereal in it and then I will add milk after it. Similarly, in maths, when you see then if such a type of question is there, normally we have to solve a single operation at a time, but when you have to deal with more than one operation in a single question, just like this, addition and division at the same time, when you have to deal with more than one operation in an equation, what you have to do? Again, the question that comes in my mind is there any order? Is there any sequence which we have to follow? Because without order and sequence, we can get different answers, just like this. See, here we have two different answers. How? According to this one, they have first added the value 4 plus 8 and then they have divided the answer with 2 and they get the answer 6. But in second way, they first divided these values rather than adding. They first divided these values and get the answer that was 4 and then they added them and got the answer 8. So here are two different answers, 6 and 8. So what do you think? Both of them are correct or both of them may be correct at the same time? No. Every single question, every equation have only single answer. There is a unique one answer for every question. There is no correct answer that is more than having more than two different values. So that's the question basically, that what we have to do at that time when we are going to deal with two different operations or more than two different operations at the same time. So here we have to follow the order of operations. In maths, there is a proper order according to which we have to start our solution. And what is that order? That order is called DMAS Rule. What is this DMAS word means? Actually, the word DMAS has 4 letters and each one is representing a symbol, an operation. D stands for division, M stands for multiplication, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. According to the name, all these operations have a sequence. So it means that in every part you have to divide first. Always start your division in the first step. Then in second step you can multiply. Then add. And the last one is subtraction. Means to say that subtraction cannot be done in the very first stage. You have to solve it at the last. See in this example, there are more than two operations in a single question. 14 plus 7 multiply 6 divided 3 and then minus 12. If I don't know the DMAS rule, then what I will do simple is that I will start my solution from this step. First of all, I will add them, then I will multiply, then divide, and then 12, and definitely I will get a very different answer from the real one. So according to the DMAS rule, in this question you have to solve division first. According to DMAS rule, division should be solved first. So we have to check that where is the division sign. Here is the division sign, and division sign is in between 6 and 3. So we have to divide 6 and 3. Then after getting the answer, you have to replace this part with the answer. You have to put the answer here. And then you have to continue your step according to the rule. And I'm going to show you an example which I'm going to solve using this DMAS rule. Here's the question: 4 multiplied by 6 divided 3 plus, and the last thing is plus 8. So according to DMAS rule, if there are three operations including multiplication, division and addition, I have to divide first. Where is my division sign? My division sign is in between 6 and 3, so I'm going to start my solution from this part. That's why they have highlighted this or underlined this part. So if I'm going to start my solution, I'm going to divide it first. 6 divided 3 and I got my answer, that's equals to 2. One more thing which I want to discuss with you is about the operational signs. The number actually having the operational sign is written before the number. It means that 8 is actually having a symbol plus, 3 is having a symbol division, 6 is representing multiplication. But if there is no number, if there is no symbol, if there is no operational sign before a number, then it means that's the value of addition, plus positive number it is. Clear? So the symbol written before a number is actually its operational sign. Now is the proper solution of this part. When I'm going to start my question having the values 4 multiply 6 divided 3 plus 8, what I have to do in this type of question, I have to follow the DMAS rule because I'm dealing with more than two operations. And according to DMAS rule, we should divide first. So where is division? Here is the division. This part is representing the division one. So that's why I'm going to start my solution from this part, going to divide 6 and 3 and got my answer 2. When I finally when I got my answer, then what I have to do is I have to put my answer in the place of my values. The question will be replaced by the answer. Now I'm not going to write 6 divided by 3 again. I'm now going to put my answer, that is 2, over here like this. Now you have to put the answer. The answer of 6 divided 3 was 2, so now I'm going to put 2 over here. Not going to write this question again. Okay, so the next step is 4 multiply 2 plus 8. Now again repeat the same step, apply the DMAS rule on it. According to the DMAS rule, what comes next? But we have to solve first either multiplication or addition. So according to the DMAS rule, multiplication should be solved first in this case after division. Secondly, we have to solve multiplication. So now I'm going to start this part. Where is multiplication sign? Multiplication sign is in between 4 and 2. That's why I'm going to multiply these two numbers. So 4 into 2 makes 8. Now again I got my answer, that is 8. Now I'm going to replace my question with the answer. Now I'm not going to write 4 multiplied 2. I'm going to put the answer in place of 4 multiplied by 2. That is this. And then the last value which was left was plus 8. Now it is only a single value having one operational sign. So now finally we got our answer, that is equals to 16. So final answer of this equation is 16. That is correct. If you don't follow the DMAS rule and you will start your question from this part, first you will multiply and then divide and then you will not get the right answer. Your answer might be very much different from my answer, that is 60. So whenever you see such type of equations in which you can see there are more than two operations, then you have to follow the DMAS rule. Now here's a question and a new question, a different question for you. Now you have to solve it and you have to try and you have to share your answers, that which answer you got. Hope you have enjoyed the topic. Now there is something interesting for you. You can visit these website please, and there are different games related to the order of operation. You can solve these games with the help of this order questions, and hope you will enjoy it definitely. Note down these links. These are the links for the games which you can check and you can enjoy. Now, these are the questions, example actually, basically, these are the examples which were solved on your book, page number 17, related to the mass rule. And you can see in these examples, they all have highlighted or underlined the portion from where you have to start. So when you see the sign of subtraction or addition, what you have to do at that time, according to the DMAS rule, you have to follow the DMAS rule. Then you can get the correct answer. Otherwise, your answer will be a different one from the original question. So, starting from this example, example number one, first of all, you will see that there are two operational signs, addition and multiplication, but according to the mass rule, you have to multiply first. So that's why they have underlined this portion where you are going to do multiplication, and then after that you have to add. In the second example, they have highlighted this portion where division comes first. After division, when you got your answer, then you have to subtract. In this part, you have three symbols, subtraction, multiplication, and addition. So where you have to multiply first, multiply these two values, then put the answer in place of the question. Then what comes next, addition or subtraction? Then you have to solve the second step, and finally you got your answer. Okay. Then in fourth part, again you have to divide first, then you have to multiply, and finally you have to subtract. In fifth example, again division comes first, so divide 24 with 3, you got the answer 8. Then add them, and the last step is subtraction. Okay. Next, last example of this page is you have to divide first. So you are going to start from this portion, 6 divided 2, that is 3. Now the second step is multiplication, but now multiplication sign is here in between 8 and 2, so you have to solve this part. When you got your answer, that is 16. Then after that you have to add, so that's why you are going to add these two values, because addition sign is in between 12 and 16. And finally you have to subtract, and you got your correct answer. So that's the DMAS rule, in which you have to follow the rule, the steps, the order, the sequence of the operations from where you have to start and where you are going to end up your solution. So this order will help you to find the answer in a very correct way. So that's the topic which you have to do practice at home as well. Now here is your homework. You have to do the practice of these examples which I have just shown you in the previous slide on page number 17. These are the examples related to the DMAS rule. You have to do the practice of all these examples on your rough notebook, and inshallah in next class we will do the new start the new exercise, and we will solve the same related questions. Hope you have enjoyed the lecture. See you in the next class. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.